Hi boys and girls, welcome to math. This week in math we're continuing to talk about 2D and 3D shapes, and yesterday we did a shape hunt there in our house or at school, looking for things that are flat 2D shapes, and a little bit trickier probably yesterday than today, because today we're going to look for 3D shapes, and we are going to see there in our home, apartment, or here at school where some 3D shapes are, what they are, and draw them, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and draw some 3D shapes. These are a little bit trickier than 2D shapes to draw, but I'm going to go ahead and try to do that. You don't have to do that. I'm just going to draw these and see if you can name them. Here's our first 3D shape. Kind of hard on the computer. There it goes, though. Okay. Now you may see this kind of shape. Your mom might get these. Your mom or dad might get these there at the front door, and they may come from Amazon. Oh, just about got it. There it is. And what shape is that? It's like a box. And the box is what I'm talking about that may come to your house. That is a cube. So there's our cube. All right. And then here's some more 3D shapes. Here's one that you probably have in your house at some point right there. And now that looks like a circle, right? But I'm going to put a little highlight of light and then maybe a little bit of shadow down over here. Really hard to do here on the computer, but hopefully you can tell what that is. That's supposed to be a sphere. Kind of lumpy, right? But a ball is a sphere. And there's a lot of spheres there around you. All right. Now, what are some other 3D shapes? Here's another one. Kind of pull like this, like that. There we go. Now that's a rectangle, right? A pretty messy rectangle, but that's a rectangle. Oops, let me not move it. Now let me go ahead and add some 3D dimensions to it and make it a 3D shape, not 2D. Rectangle is 2D, but this is solid. This is a rectangular prism. Rectangular prism. Now, you may see boxes like this, maybe. What else could be a rectangular prism? Maybe a box of crackers that you might get from the store. You know, a box of cereal would be a rectangular prism. So that's a rectangular prism. Let's do one more 3D shape. This one should be a little bit easier to find, maybe in the kitchen, in the pantry there, maybe even in the fridge. A can, it would be a can of something. That's a cylinder. Remember, that is a cylinder. All right. So we're just going to look for these 4 3D shapes, these solid shapes: a cube, a sphere, rectangular prism, cylinder. Now look around your house and look for at least 2 of each of these. Yesterday I think we did 3. Let's just look for 2 of each of these. That's a messy piece of paper for how messy it looks here on the computer. I'm going to look for first, or you can just do whatever order you want, but for instance you can look for 2 things that are cubes. Draw those things here on top. And then 2 things that are spheres. Draw those here. One could be like a basketball, and one could be a globe or a little tennis ball or something like that. And then a cylinder, 2 things, draw that are cylinders. A can of Coke you might see in the fridge, or a can of green beans, something like that. And then 2 things that are rectangular prisms. Like I mentioned, a box of cereal, that's a good rectangular prism. A box of crackers, maybe a funny looking box, kind of a longer box that your parents might get into the house from Amazon or somewhere like that. Okay, so let's go on a shape hunt. Let's look for 2 of each of these 3D shapes and draw them. And you can take a picture and upload it. And I hope you have fun with this. And thank you for joining me today for math.